We're here with Giovanni Folonari, and the Folonari family is known throughout Italy. Early on, you had some great commercials on TV, right?
Everybody remembers that.
I remember that. And
that's from the 70s.
That's from the 70s. That's when I was young, but I remember that. And today, they're throughout Tuscany in Montepulciano, Montalcino, Chianti Classico region, and also in Bulgari, coastal Tuscany. Tell us a little bit about your properties in Tuscany and the wine that you make there.
As you said, I come from a wine family. My family has been in the wine business for many years, so we do wine for living and not for hobby. We're always behind it. And recently with my father, we started a new venture coming out of a family division, and we wanted to focus mainly in Tuscany. And our idea is to have wines that come from properties, our own vineyards, so all the wines are state bottled, in all the most interesting areas that we believe are in Tuscany. So we have a property, as you said, in the Chianti Classico, which is Nozzole, and it's a classic, it's in Greve in Chianti, and we produce mostly Chianti Classico and the Riserva. Then we have a property in Montalcino called La Fuga, where we produce Brunello. Property in Bulgari, Campo al Mare, where we produce the Bulgari DOC. Montepulciano, it's Tor Calvano, where we produce the Vino Nobile. And then we also have one of the most established so-called Super Toscans in Greve in Chianti. It is called Cabreo. So our idea is to put focus on all these areas and to show in our wines the territory mainly, and make wines that have a character that are strongly related to Tuscany and to its territory.
If you had to choose, right, where you were going to go and you were going to drink one of your wines, if you were going to go to Montalcino or Montepulciano or coastal Tuscany, where would you go to drink wine? Which wine of yours would you drink?
That's a tough question. I love all my babies.
Come on. There's got to be one little favorite.
Depends on what mood I'm in.
Okay.
Let's put it that way.
Let's say it's summertime and you're in a kind of summery kind of mood. Where would you be?
I'll probably be in Bulgari, close to the sea, more modern wine that can be drank also outside of the table, more fruit forward, more structured. Whereas if I'm a little more romantic and for something special, I will choose the Brunello Montalcino, or for everyday drinking with food and with a nice plate of pasta, I will choose the Chianti Classico, I would say.
The 2011 harvest, you know, it was very hot in Italy. I was there in August, and people, you know, especially in Bulgari, they started to harvest early. Merlot was under heat stress. How was it throughout Tuscany and throughout your vineyards? Was it a hard vintage? Is it going to be a good vintage? We have, you know, kind of mixed reports. Some people said, you know, some of the grapes did very well and others did so-so because of the heat.
Well, because of the heat, it was a really different vintage. It was a tough vintage, but not as tough as other hot vintages like 03. Because unlike 03, we had very hot weather the last part of August. But we did get some rain in the end of July and at the end of June. So we didn't go under much stress on the vines. We had to reduce the crop. We didn't have to do leaf removal because the sun was hitting so hard, and we had to pick early, as you said.
Right. So we can look forward to another good vintage where you cut back and you really picked the best grapes to continue to produce great wine in a fairly hot vintage, but with some very good results.
But it was hot in only that part of the season. So the rest of the season, June, July was okay. Yeah.
So, well, it's great to see you again. I'm glad we could talk about all the areas of Tuscany where you make wine, the 2011 vintage, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for coming by.
Well,
New Jersey.
Grande. No,
Grande Jersey.
Thanks to you, Victor. I mean, you've been such a great supporter for our wines, and I love it because we need people like you to sell our wines and to show people what we're doing. So you're a great ambassador.
Well, I have a new saying: Italian wine cures all.
That's
pretty good, right?
A good attitude.
Maybe we can use that for the next commercial. The 70s was Folonari. Now we have a new commercial.
Yeah, why not? Cabreo.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Victor Rallo with Giovanni Folonari, and we'll be back on YouTube real soon. Thank you.
Ciao.